Hello everyone, this is Sean from Thy Always Seek. This will be the first video, and I'm hoping to look back on this upload in the future and be grateful that I made a decision today to pursue and persevere what inspires me and gives me joy. What am I talking about? I want this channel to be a starting point as a platform to be used to present information that is thought-provoking, nerve-wracking at times, even upsetting, but overall will be mostly inspiring to be the better world that I desire and feel in my heart. And the truth of the matter is, that would be the key in healing and creating and manifesting something beautiful, which may, for many, at this moment, either not be acknowledged or, if the idea was floated around, unthinkable. I'm also using this platform to express myself. I want you all to know that I am on a journey, just like we all are, into self-discovery, of finding my truth, expressing it and sharing it and being proud of it. I know that also I honor that same authenticity and diversity of your truth and your creative processes and how you express and share your story. Because you see, as I view it, everybody, everything that I experience with people and creativeness and all the beautiful things that we as human beings and this planet manifest are all internally in me, and I am starting to get to that point now where I can say it more clearly and say it confidently, and it makes me fulfilled. I am a seeker of truth and knowledge, and constantly trying to dig into the profound things of existence. It's what gets me all hot and bothered. But I also unconditionally respect and honor everything about creation. And there is, when we go down this rabbit hole of seeking knowledge, which is a path towards self-discovery and healing, there can be some ugly things. I have a lot to say, and my word don't mean nothing. It's just, I hope that if it can work for me, and I was learning this through experience and searching and finding what resonates with me, then I want this platform to be that wide open to you finding something that you resonate with through seeking of knowledge and information, propel you into your own journey of healing and eventually creating something beautiful, which at the end of the day will be us all unifying and uniting and celebrating the fact that we are all one. I will be happy to, as I move forward with this, be happy to talk about and share ideas and perspectives, and I'm not pushing anything down anybody's throat. I do want you all to know that everything I express is with love and the best intentions. And I used to be afraid that I couldn't say what I would say because I felt like I was forcing it or people would take it the wrong way. That's life. But in my heart, I just want everybody to realize how awesome they are as I'm continually accepting and getting into my truth of how awesome I am. We are light bearers of love, and we've been duped, and we shouldn't be angry about it, but it is what it is, and we can start this process, which we're in a unique time right now, with a great opportunity of making a lot of change. I also like to look at things with a scientific and logical and practical approach, and I try to, and I have bared witness to, apply those things into living as a human being. A few things about me, guys, and I'll say it right now. I have struggled with escapism for a majority of my late 20s and up until about 2 months ago, with substances or being on medication because I made those choices to escape and run away from the white elephant in the room. I'm not ashamed about it. It was part of my journey, and I couldn't care if anybody wants to call me an addict or a loser or whatnot. I'm right now unemployed, and my pursuit of what I want to do in the future has basically no status as far as money making. I went the route of being in the corporate world. I've spent time being a leader as a manager, but the design and system for now anyways is not serving me because it's pretty limiting on making us grow as people. And I see it for what it is, how many people aren't happy, and how it gets manifested as all kinds of undesirable things, which just compound our own rejections of things that are about us that we shouldn't reject because of what society or our parents or religion has said is wrong. And I have a lot of avenues of things I like to explore, but I would like nothing more than to explore it with whoever joins this community, which I would like to eventually extend to the community already existing of people on a path to truth and who want change for the better, because they are getting, and we are all getting in touch with our spirit and the essence of who we are. And right now I just moved back with my parents about a month ago, and I already can probably see some people if they say, wow, you're almost 40 and you're living with your parents, but just know that I'm right where I need to be, since they are supportive of my whole entire family. I'm the oldest of 8, so I already know this, and it's okay, because that's not who I am based off or an idea or a place I should be, to make me successful. I think for us, everybody, to be a success in life is for us to be our authentic selves with no shame, and at the same time embrace with unconditional love, which can be as simple as honoring and respecting another essence of you through someone else. I have a lot that I like to share that seems to work. I, for whatever reason, understand the human condition, because I can, for whatever reason, feel like I empathize and relate or integrate with almost all walks of life that have their stories. But I want to hear your story. I'd like for you to share your story, and I want you to know that on this channel you can feel okay with no opinions that reject something about you. If there's ever something that I would like to share with you all, and that is that we all will have different paths and different ways of our growth as a species and a spirit and all that stuff, and but we don't have to sit there and fight with each other or judge each other. And we certainly don't need to force our own agenda and our own thoughts and beliefs on others. Because if you are, then are you really in tune with yourself? Because as I'm growing and getting there, guys, I'm realizing that you don't have to look outside for the validation of what defines you. It's everything is you. I will strive to get even more better at not losing you with my tangents, because I see things in pictures and I'm very, very loaded with information. So much I want to share, but the language is limiting. So to start, I want to let you know that I'm going to do more of these videos. I'm going to post at least 1 or 2 a week. And I'm just going to try to go ahead and jot down some notes and tell you some things, and you can leave it up to you whether or not it resonates. But the idea behind it is I do want to shine, and I want you all to shine. And as much as I see and have admiration and love for my subjective co-creators that are in my life, I know now that it's just me recognizing myself. And if you deal with negative aspects, people who attack you, you got to realize that that's you, but it has something to do with more about how you're feeling about something that ultimately is a rejection of yourself. Because when you realize that you deserve and you exist and you are here for a purpose and reason right now, and you have that epiphany that when you have this in your sights, and and you're not crazy, and it's okay to just let it go and don't pay attention to all the as I call it, sideways vampiric attacks to bring you down, other than accept them and nurture it with love and do with action something to make use out of it. Now you're probably saying, what the hell are you saying, right? Well, I'll put it like this. I wish I could remember at the moment, but we all have light and dark, good and bad. We embody both. So there are things about us that might be bad per se, but they are us. But we've been given free will, and the whole point of having both in this polaric reality is to realize how to integrate and bring the two together and make them become one, which is wisdom. The fact that we got free will means we have a choice on whether or not we want to continue to perpetuate stuff that doesn't serve us, that only brings us down, and at the end of the day rejects a rejection of basically yourself. Or we can take it, digest it, be neutral about it if we can, and continue to strive the other path, which is of love and service to others, with the realization that do unto you as you do unto others, or however that goes, you want done back to you. It's a simple, most profound rule of thumb, because we have to be kinder to people and not let things that can eat us and make us unhealthy, like negative thoughts or grudges or revenge or stuff that will consume us on an emotional level, because it doesn't serve and it's a waste of energy. And I'm saying these things because hopefully something in this video, which I'm not going to edit right now because I don't have editing tools yet, might stick, but I can't wait to share, and of course maybe get some feedback from you all of what you'd like to hear or answer. And by all means, I'm just going to tell you what I've learned, and I also would love to continue to create a community that we can with certain aspects of this reality that have been cultivated and sculpted to keep us down can be shed to light with good research. I can't tell you when I share some things that is the truth, because the fact of the matter is this: all truths are valid. For example, I was raised Catholic, and you know, I could say with the knowledge I have now, I could be called a Christian, but I just believe in the fact that we come and we are part of consciousness, which can be spirituality, and for whatever reason, creation is made out of love, which is so high up on the octaves we can't necessarily comprehend it, but on a human level it's called compassion, kindness. And I'm a living example of someone who has been quite, especially who I am and what I'm becoming to, not to have had it so bad per se externally. However, I've been guilty of being my own enemy, because I'm still, but getting there, not fully in my truth. And I'd like to grow and express, and I'm not going to care anymore, but I'm going to grow and express and just continue to strive to find what makes me happy and what gives me purpose with loving intention. And I really do just want you all to know that you are also awesome. And I want to express and be myself and be funny and laugh, and you know, and I get my kicks out of philosophizing and just thinking about stuff that is crazy. I mean, just like, how awesome is that? And you know, whether it's your truth or not, but it's got the same narrative. It's about creation. You know, there's so much information at our fingertips, everybody, that, you know, and a lot of it's been purposely effed with. That could be stuff that can liberate us with this information. But if you truly seek to strive for a better reality, a more beautiful place, and have a sense of obligation and duty through natural law of what we are and how we play a part in this grand opera play called living on Mother Earth. And you literally are, just like me, someone who that doesn't embed, for the most part, and I mean for the most part, embed such hatred or negativity or anything from the fear spectrum, but are lost or stuck or feel alone. You're not. I don't have an audience right now, guys. I have my mom and my parents, my siblings. My siblings, some of them, you know, are interested, but I'm not there to force it on them. But I know you guys are out there, and I'm going to put out what means profound purpose for me. And ultimately, it's just to make you guys realize that you all deserve to realize your profound, beautiful truths in us all, because at the end of the day, I am you and you are me. And I have bared witness to literally my world around me changed due to how I felt and how I said to myself. And I also learned a valuable lesson years ago, back 6 years ago, of how I made a mistake and tripped up because I didn't incorporate the totality of reality. I went just on the love side and fell flat on my face because I ignored the white elephant in the room. But I can tell you something, for a time it was profoundly magical. And the other thing I want to share with you guys is, when you start to ask questions and start to reintegrate the truth of the matter, it is insane how much you can, not everybody, because we all have different ways of doing things, but how much things you can see that just fall into place or playing out right in front of you, because nothing's a coincidence. Your life, your family, the good, the bad, we're all designed for each and every one of us to learn, to grow from it, and overcome the polaric reality we exist in, that it's basically the tree of knowledge. And we should return to the tree of life, which is what we are. We're multi-dimensional facets of consciousness and creation. And we chose a very, very tough assignment through a very cool story that I like to share, but doesn't mean it has to be truthful, but it's just cool to create and be inspired by it. But you should be proud of yourself, everybody. And I don't mean pride like as an identity, but truly in a remarkable embarking on becoming a human being, sometimes lifetimes, but right now especially, they have the opportunity, with a little assistance of course, because this is one of those pretty cool creation stories if you ask me, and how such an upside down world on the surface, especially the narrative they want you to know, is not that way and is gonna really and truly profoundly change. And I can't wait to see my soul brothers and sisters that are going to be part of this co-creative process together as we continue to rise and elevate and basically tap into other, as I call them, channels or frequencies of existence. Alright, that's all I got to say. And I can also tell you that I'm not sure exactly where to start with and what sharing, and I am clueless, but this feels right to me. Makes me happy. And for a long time, guys, I was a little bit scared on how if I did actually, you know, have the opportunity and the love to assist and inspire and offer information, that I was scared because I don't like, or I didn't like at the time, when people would say to me how different you are. I've never met anyone like you. You're blah 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 blah, and I used to get nervous about that, but because I don't want to be idolized. I want us to be idolized by ourselves first, so we can help each other out on our journey of returning back to Source. Yeah, I don't care. I'm going to post this and I'm going to share it on Facebook, and I'm going to hopefully, I am, and I'm looking forward to it actually. Not hopefully, I am, and I'm looking forward to it. Uniting with you. And if you feel alone, no matter who you are, and I might not know you, and I might have never met you in person, but you are safe. However this community goes and grows, and I can't wait to connect with others that are already doing certain things. But you can know for sure that there are people out there that love you on a level that should make you feel safe to be yourself. I don't even have, per se, right now, the capacity to waste my energy, not to necessarily say ignore, but waste my energy on hating on the things that are really bad going out there. They don't really exist in my life, but I'm aware that on a grander scheme, it's holding us all down. And we can go any avenue you want. Preferably for me, I like to talk about the metaphysical and the occult and the stuff that we haven't talked about. But we can dig deep together, and I know some things, and we can research on stuff that is happening right now in this false reality that they're playing out. That is awful. And hopefully in this community we can realize, instead of staying upset and adding fuel to the fire, process it, share it, and bring down a design system to keep us from remembering who we are and becoming the higher dimensional existences that we are, which is natural and evolutionary in creation. So I welcome all from all walks of life. There's a couple ideas that, they're not even ideas, they're just things that I'm trying to think about as far as how we can understand each other, because at the end of the day we're all the same. We all are the same people, but I want people from all races and walks of life to be welcome, and maybe we can make a panel and share our cultures and our expressions and our perspectives, all to realize that we're all here together and it isn't like it is out there. And that hopefully can make you realize that that's also in you, and you can change and make it even better. Alright, I'm meaning what I'm going to say. I'm going to post a video probably in 2 days. I just have to decide. I'm going to meditate it on tonight and go to sleep and ask my higher self, my future timeline, multidimensional facets of me or God, where I should start, because I have so many things that I love to share, and hopefully get some participation back and some sharing of your perspective of your walk in life or how you see things. I won't shoot you down. If I don't agree or doesn't describe, I won't even say that, but I'll respect it, because at the end of the day, this is a design for us to, one, learn to come together and unify by honoring and celebrating all of our different walks and stories. I mean, gosh, if God is all omnipotent, how else? If God is like everything in creation, could you separate and experience all the different aspects on just being a human, let alone if we were a different alien? We just, unfortunately, we're disconnected, and we allowed that too, by the way, on a bigger scheme of things. All the bad stuff that's been happening, all the lies and deceit, we agreed to it. But when we realize that we have the power, and it can be fixed and corrected by self-love and love to others and service to others, not to self, then we got this in the bag. I will tell you, on the Illuminati or the secret society side, they use the same basic natural laws and turn it around for service to others. Service to self, which is destructive, because there is no one separate part of creation. There is only the whole and the all of us. And if we can have this knowledge restored to us and use it to empower and change, just by the very simple task of every day working with loving intention and letting things be presented in your life, good or bad, and realizing that they're happening for a reason, I assure you, you'll realize that all the things that you need or aspire to, that you think that you would make you happy, the truth of the matter is, when you get to that level, it's more than anything can be imagined. And I had it for a brief instance, but I'm going back to do that again, and I want to do it with you all. A couple other things about me is I can have a pretty twisted sense of humor and mock about a lot of stuff, and and I joke around. But at the end of the day, I would never do anything that is emotionally attached or invested as something I feel about. But I love weirdness, I love taboo, and I love just stuff that we can, be uncomfortable about and share. I mean, what the hell? It's all good, you know what I'm saying? Lastly, I'll leave it at this. And if anything, I'm hoping this is the word that I'm going to say that will start, because I think this is something that if you end up watching this video and we connect on that level, we'll agree is I get it, it exists, but it's so hard to even think about, and that is what is being done to children, and not to mention all of the heinous crimes against each other, but what they're doing to children. The people that are running the show are doing to little kids unfathomable, because children are the closest thing to being connected right now to the light source that is our essence, and we all have one. So if you want to go ahead and help understand that more, because you know that really strikes a chord and that's wrong, and how we can together change that without a fight. Doesn't mean we have to not serve justice, but I think I have a way we can do that that will be crazy when I say that we can bring the house of cards down that are making us a cancer to ourselves and disconnecting us from our place as we relate to nature and our Mother Earth and everything else in creation. Man, I want to say some more, but I don't want to tangentize. But alright, y'all, that's my first video, and I can tell you that I am not anybody that is perfect, and I've done things as far as being with lack of integrity sometimes, and I've forgiven myself, because I've also, with the same karmic retributions, had it received and come back to me in many ways. So don't feel bad if you are ashamed of something, but if the love is in your heart, let's nurture it, because you're a new person every day as you continue to rise. And you know, when you strive to find yourself, you're gonna fall flat on your face, and you're gonna sometimes get caught up in an ideology that this is what you need to do, or that is what you need to do, and you fail at it and you get discouraged. But at the end of the day, if it's something that you are pursuing, that is your authentic expression and your truth, and it makes you happy, and it's done with loving intent, even the pitfalls are all to make you a master of that challenge. And you'll get there. But just remember this: no matter what, we're always going to have lessons to be learned. That's just what it is. Alright. With that being said, I have a saying, and back 6 years ago I said it a lot, and I still say it again, but I want you to know that I love you all, and I say that in a very, very, very non-ooh, I love you way. It is a love and respect, because I love me, even though I haven't fully accepted me, but I love me, and I want you all to know that I love you, because you guys are me and I am you. No, it's not about me. And in Lakesh, it's a Mayan axiom. It's a short version of it, but it's called, said as in Lakesh Alaken, which is I am another you and you are another me. Think about that. Alright, I'm hoping to get a topic out here in a couple of days, and I'm just going to share it. I'm not sure how I'm going to present it, and it'll be a variety of things, and there's no limits. Creation and stories and seeking of knowledge has so many avenues, and I love them all, especially if they're profoundly, for me anyways, that's my thing, digging into the profundity of what existence really is. And I'm tangentizing, but this is my first video, so on YouTube anyways. I also have a Facebook page that I'm going to try to use as a platform to connect others, called Astrology Corner. When I say I do astrology, I love doing it, and I'm going to try to find time to get back into it, because it is a fascinating tool. It's a science in it. And let me tell you something, the deep state, the Illuminati, they use all that shit because they know how it works. But it's also something to be used to help you along the way to identify where things are going to be presented in your life to make you grow in what you're supposed to experience and why you're here. I'm here to allegedly teach, and I'm very, very, very well spoken, and I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm no better than you, but I also like to see things on a practical level. I want to take what these mysteries are that we've been kept secret from and put them in an applicable way to exist as a human being. And I mean that even in the metaphysical form. And so that's what I'm here to do, and I want to be taken apart and healing because I have suffered, and I feel other people's suffering, and it's something that's undesirable. But things that are undesirable means they're out of alignment with your truth, which means realizing that we have a place to start in correcting it. You're perfectly fine the way you are. Be your authentic self. Don't be afraid. And the more we connect as a community, the more we cannot be censored. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. You know what I mean? I mean, like, come on now. Yeah. Man, I'm gonna keep going because I don't care. But, like, things trigger you. Identify why. If they keep triggering you, or you keep holding it and you know, letting that consume for the majority of your state, especially things that end up pointing out and actually amplifying the fear side of the polarity, you need to realize why that is triggering you. Allow it to be processed if it's something that is not you. Be neutral in it, and that's it. If you watch the news or the radio, or you get pissed off someone because they seem to be rude to you, like, first of all, the news, the media, they're all there to divide us and make us feel like we need to be something to achieve something, to be the awesomeness that we are. And we're always trying to keep up with the Joneses, and we're politics, left, right wing, and I mean, like, why? I mean, okay, you can get mad, and there's things that do strike emotions, but how is that going to fix anything if we're not acting and being what we see that we don't desire on the negative polarity, and understanding that the way we feel is literally what shapes our existence. And I can't wait to share research with you all and tell you how that works on the quantum physics level, which is a very fascinating time that we're in, because quantum physics is finding things that the establishment with science will call anomalous or spooky, so they just toss it out because they don't understand it. But even the sciences behind the mysteries make sense. We cannot have a separation of spirit and science, because magic is just science understood, and science can't be science when we understand that it has to have the consciousness and spirit interwoven with it. Think about it. I mean, I'm going to keep going because I want to share with some things and tell you how, like, I even got to this point. But, like, when I was younger, I used to feel so bothered by how I would be thinking how people, like, you know, like the Aborigines, or, like, you know, people on those, I call them Aborigines, but like the tribe people who don't know the Word of God, or don't know Jesus, that, like, you know, how he could, he would allow them not to be allegedly saved by the Son of God, and it didn't make any sense, and it sucked because I felt like so sad that they don't get to be part of God, but God made them. And at the time I just kept it to myself. I dare not say something like that out loud, because I then felt bad because I thought I was rejecting God, and then I would be saying, why would any of this be allowed? And then the reasons for it made no sense, and why someone that is a son of God, why God would allow his son, yeah, he loves us more than us, or like that vice versa, die for us. It made no sense. It sounded like literally a psychotic God. And then I later on study some religions and see the blending of some truths and how they're all the same, and then dig deeper and realize that what if, again, I'm just going to say, what if the God of my religion, Christianity and Judaism and Muslim, is a false God? And true God is not a gender. True God is everything. Intelligent design of everything. Ever thought about that? And then I would think about how, as we get older, I never really would sit there with the idea that, with all the shit that happens, why, God, wouldn't answer all the time, and then how, I would ponder on death, but then I thought about how, if we have a soul, I couldn't wrap my mind around that, but then I thought, well, if matter is nothing but energy and vibration, and we're energy, and our thoughts can't be measured, but are intelligent, means that we're intelligent energy, which I thought was a soul. And all these little things along my journey were just through experience and thinking. And the world we live in today is really, 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 how do I say it? It's so dull and so so finite that, for me, if I didn't find the profound things of what existence is about, I would really and truly give up on existing, because there's nothing per se on the illusory side of the distractions that we have with entertainment, sports, movies. Don't get me wrong, I like good entertainment and stories, but that I can continue to do once I did once of something that'd be done, but I'm never ever bored of just pondering and sharing and philosophizing on the deeper meaning of life and seeking the truth and trying to understand how more than what meets the eye, and in an incredible pace and in an unfathomable time, answers have been presented, and I see them everywhere. And the crazy thing is that I feel like still people that are around me don't see it, but I'm experiencing it, and there are others out there just like me and you guys that I hope to have a family and community with as we grow to heal ourselves. But it's incredible to know that that's because I'm existing and rising and manifesting with loving intent a more beautiful, true reality. Alright, y'all. Do some magooses. And yeah, I will get better with keeping on track, but I'm not going to apologize, because you want to know what? I'm just being me.